Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, and I have an important question to ask you all, which is, why is everyone in Baki so ugly?
They're just... It's the Baki universe. They're just...
Their faces are so strong!
Can't... There's no excuses. There are no
Chiseled.
excuses for Baki.
They look like their muscles are trying to tear themselves apart.
Yeah, no, there's... I got nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Anyway, how are you guys?
I'm looking up Baki art right now. Oh,
We'll get a
wow.
live reaction.
Whoa.
Look at Spec. S-P-E-C.
Oh.
It's like the opposite of
Oh.
anime where all you have are the beautiful, like, bishy boys. This is...
His
He
chin
looks like-
just does that.
He looks like dehydrated Sagat from Street Fighter.
anime
like-
where every boy is the ugliest creature you've ever seen on the planet Earth.
Uh-huh.
You know how, like, when you do roids, you're supposed to, like, get a square jaw? Like, he did opposite of that.
He did anti-roids. But yeah, I'm Blackle. I'm doing okay. I haven't watched any anime in the past few weeks. Just sort of chilling, just having a good time.
Yeah.
Occasionally you have to take a break. It's called muscle confusion. No,
It's called detoxing, actually. And hi, I'm Joey, and I'm on the anime detox program. You have to like go for like a whole week without anime, and then
you have to sleep with potato slices in your
Yes.
socks.
and
Oh
then
my God.
Yeah.
and then you get to consume as much anime as you want after that with no consequences.
That's true.
Mhm.
So I'm getting ready for my anime revenge.
Anime
Hi.
attack.
Hey there, what's up? Didn't see you there. It's Louie. That's me.
Hi, Louie.
Hi.
He's back again.
I'm back. Why am I here? You ask.
Louis-
That's a great question because I don't know either.
Louis, are you going to talk about how I decided to purchase Chainsaw Man and you decided to read 10 volumes of it before
Listen.
I moved on to volume 2?
Yeah.
When I have ADHD, what do you want? When I do something, I
Where
go all
are
in.
you? Who doesn't? Anyway.
Yeah, I need someone to talk to about Chainsaw Man because I'm caught up on it and I have like trauma, but also questions.
Well, we have an email. Email us about Chainsaw Man, and we'll direct them straight to Louis. And it's very roundabout, but hey.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds like a cool person to talk to. I'll check it out later after the recording.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys want some news, or can I get some news?
Yeah, let's do
No
the
news allowed.
We're going to start off with we got a couple of news items, so we're going to try and get through them as quickly as possible. One Punch Man gets third TV anime season. I went to read more about this. There is literally no more information than that.
It's cool art though.
It's pretty cool art. It looks like the character designer from season 1 and 2 is coming back, but it doesn't even say what fucking studio is making it. Which is like important because season 1 looked good and then season 2 didn't look so good. Let's see. For whatever reason, Gravity Rush is getting a Hollywood adaptation.
Fuck is Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush is a game, a pretty good sleeper hit that came out on like the Vita.
Oh,
Is it like
weird.
is it one of them visual novels?
No, it's it's like a third person action platformer. But
Oh, okay.
It's just
yeah, listen, it's going to get weirder because also Sega announced that they're going to do Hollywood film adaptations of Comics Zone and Space
What?
Channel 5,
what?
which is all right.
They're just going deep
You're
into their
gonna. So we're gonna adapt. We're gonna adapt Genesis and Dreamcast games now into
yeah.
feature films, and also not like Genesis and Dreamcast games that had like stories.
Yeah.
We need
Comic
the.
Comic Zone is just like a fun platformer.
I'm waiting for the Swagman adaptation.
The Swagman adaptation. It could happen.
It could happen.
And finally, in the best news of of this podcast episode, I always forget how to pronounce this name, but Vic Mignogna loses defamation lawsuit appeal. Texas court affirms initial sanctions and orders further restitution.
Yes.
Boy.
Get his ass.
Squeeze him.
Wring him out like a sponge.
So
That
yeah,
man voices Junpei in Persona 3, and it's the only reason why I haven't gone back and replayed it yet.
Ugh.
gotta
I
wait
wanna
for
listen
that.
to his greasy voice.
Gotta wait for that remaster where they give you the Japanese audio track.
Yes.
100%.
So yeah, I think Blackle was gonna pick today. Did you pick something, Blackle?
Oh yeah. So I watched, like I mentioned a few podcasts ago, I watched the entire first OVA season thingy of what was it called? It was the mecha anime.
Was it Bubblegum Crisis?
Bubblegum Crisis. So I watched Bubblegum Crisis with my girlfriend, and then afterwards I was like, I want more of this. I want more of this kind of thing.
Aha.
And so I ended up like downloading the other OVAs, but I haven't watched them yet. But the other thing that I did was I went on my anime list and I looked at like similar anime.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
most of them kind of looked like not very interesting. But one that seemed like it could be fun was called Metal Fighter Miku.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
All right.
And so we can watch
It's
that.
the origin of Hatsune.
She was a fighter and then she got strong enough to sing.
Now, normally, when you go up against another wrestler, you got a 50% chance of winning. But whenever you fight Miku, your chances that drastic go down.
Drastic go down.
And then you add Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle knows he can't beat Miku. He's not even going to try. You got a 20% chance at best at second. Anyway.
Yeah.
Look,
God.
she's a freak of nature.
He's a genetic freak.
She's a genetic freak.
She's part metal.
It's from all the floor scrubbing.
If we had episode art, I would Photoshop Scott Steiner's weird chainmail helmet onto.
Yes. Yeah.
Miku.
It'd be very,
Onto
very
Miku.
good.
Anyway,
So,
I want to read this blurb because I haven't done one in a while. So
yeah, go for it.
In the near future, the sports world is dominated by Neo Wrestling, a new spectacle in which metal fighters challenge each other to be named champions. The story follows the girls of the Pretty Four, Miku, I already fucked it up, Miku, Dinko, Sayaka, and Nana as they face off against the current champions, Team Sapphire, with a burnt-out drunkard named Eiichi Suo for a coach. The girls must not only contend with the problems in the arena, but unforeseen circumstances that arise in day-to-day life. Only through protecting their friends, understanding their enemies, and eventually challenging their idol Aquamarine can Miku and the girls understand Eiichi's purpose and the shady secrets behind Neo Wrestling.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I guess that's what happened.
So yeah, this takes place in some sort of like afterlife for magpies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the year 2061 is when this show takes place.
It is a fantasy world of utopian ideals, in which it involves mecha fighting in a pro wrestling setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the world if we didn't have Jordan Peterson. No,
God.
So yeah. I guess I'll hit the rundown on this. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna have trouble with the names because I usually get this shit from my anime list, and
Yeah,
they
this
have
is
all
like
the
an 80s
characters.
anime.
They have all the characters, but only one of them has a picture,
Yeah,
which
you're
is
just gonna
hard.
have to.
Makes it harder than I thought. But anyway, we open on our girl Miku in her civilian clothes on her scooter, just destroying a covered market. She's just gutting her scooter through back alleys that are clearly for pedestrians.
Yeah.
My first note does say traffic violations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yelling sorry, like after
I'm
like
sorry. It's like Daredevil firing the minigun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she wipes out a couple of stands and everything, and then we cut over to the other girls because this is a 4 girls anime.
Mhm.
mhm.
And the others are getting ready. The others and their manager, whose name is Harajuku, and he has a little Hitler mustache, which is unfortunate. But
I wouldn't say that it's quite that severe.
that's what it is. But
Like it's just a little squiggle. It's not a full block.
It's like a baby Hitler.
it's a Hitler mustache, but he's also a short Japanese man, so
Yeah, I didn't
But
jump to that association, so I don't
but
know.
but
It's a
anyway,
Charlie Chaplin mustache.
There you go. There
he's
you
got
go.
he's trying to memorize his lines because he's gonna introduce these girls first album because they're idols.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're idols that also wrestle.
The only issue is that he's like a wrestling promoter, so he doesn't know what he's doing. And also, Miku isn't there. Is the other problem. And the other
You're like,
girls
where's
are.
Miku?
Where's Miku? When Miku isn't on screen, you should be asking, "Where's Miku?" But
Where
the other
is
girls
Miku?
are getting ready, putting on their makeup and shit, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, she probably ditched."
She blew this popsicle stand.
She blew this shit off, and yeah, it cuts back to her, and you thought she was trying to get to this premiere early. No, she doesn't care. She's gone to see a wrestling match.
Mhm.
She says, "Fuck singing. Wrestling is the only thing that matters in life."
She's correct. So she
was so excited.
She goes to take in a match between Aquamarine and one of the enemies from Devilman.
Mad Kong is the
Mad Kong.
name.
And yeah, they got their fucking super suits on, and they're gonna fight. It's a pretty well animated fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
This fight is significantly better animated than the later fight, but
yeah.
But yeah, they have a scuffle. Mad Kong pulls some tricks. She's got Omega Red style tentacles in her backpack. But it doesn't matter because Aquamarine is going to unleash her super move on her, which I appreciate that she calls it the something like the Antoinette guillotine.
Yeah.
And I was just like, really? And then the announcers are just like the guillotine that killed Marie Antoinette. And I was just like, I guess they're for real.
Damn.
It seemed like she did
Shit, that's
straight
cold.
up snap her neck, crushes your spine.
Yeah, she did a ridiculous aerial move that involved her somersaulting like 6 times and dropping her opponent on her neck like a fucking pile driver. A move that in real life kills people.
Yeah, you just be dead.
And only the Undertaker is allowed to do it because he's the only one tall enough not to kill you when he does it. So yeah, that's cool. That was a cool fight.
Yeah, it was fun.
So our next scene is that Miku gets to get bitched out at the gym because she didn't show up to the record deal thing. Harajuku steals her helmet for some reason, absentmindedly, and she is condemned to clean the gym with no mop.
Yeah,
real quick. Can we talk about how much of a hard time he was having with the helmet?
He was having a difficult time with the helmet.
Extremely heavy to him for some reason.
It was very heavy to this man. He's just a little guy, and it's his birthday.
His birthday.
It's not his birthday. He's just weak.
He's just a capitalist.
He's just a capitalist.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any respect for wrestling promoters who don't look like they're on roids 24/7. There's only Vince McMahon.
He got banished to the Shadow Realm.
We'll talk about Vince McMahon later. He's not pertinent to the rundown.
Yeah.
So yeah, she it's left to clean up. The other girls are just like, it serves you right for going to see Aqua without us, because we wanted to go too, because we also we like singing, but also we like wrestling better.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, they fuck off, and she's there after hours cleaning up, and she finally finishes, and she runs into the boss's gopher boy, I guess,
Something
mechanic
like that.
maybe. He apparently
it seems
got
like a mechanic because he's building the suits.
he apparently
such.
got her metal suit working, and she tries it on, and I was just like, hey, look, this is the standard 90s sort of Mega Man look.
Mm-hmm.
It's red, pretty chunky, but
She immediately crushes his spine.
she immediately crushes his spine. No, she just hugs him too hard.
Breaks his neck.
She doesn't know her own mechanical strength.
But yeah, so they get that done, and while the scene the timing of the scene is ambiguous, but we cut into another character. I do not know her name.
I'm not sure if they.
Her name is like Shibano.
You're talking about Elevator Girl?
Elevator
yeah,
girl.
the elevator.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. With the glasses, sunglasses,
Shibano,
and cigarettes.
And she's in a high-rise office building, and she's talking to a character we find out is her dad, who is like a Zaibatsu like head. So he owns like the Shibano like manufacturing concern or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's like, Daddy, I want to invest in wrestling.
She's just like, Daddy, I want to invest in wrestling. He's like, I'm not sure that's proper for somebody of our name.
For my daughter.
For my daughter. And she's just like, listen, everybody's getting in on it. Like, it's a sound financial investment. And she's just barely disguising. She's just like, God damn, I love wrestling. I'm going to actually turn out to be a wrestler in disguise later on.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're doing their best to frame these two characters as like evil, like shady. Mm-hmm. I'm just like,
but they're
literally
just talking about wrestling.
Hard to see when they're literally just like, hey, I want to get into wrestling. Like, what? How?
Yeah, she's just like, I want to get into wrestling, and her dad's just like, okay, but it's a financial decision. Be careful. Mm-hmm. That's it. He's just like he's just like a prudent businessman.
He's just a business guy. This is so weird that they're framed like that.
He's not even like an evil capitalist yet.
No.
But anyway,
then she like drops the name of a particular person.
Yeah,
and
he's just like, I see. He's just like,
that changes everything.
If you're gonna do this, you gotta destroy the competition.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, I don't know, okay. And this next, the scene after this is, I don't know if there's a scene with the girls between, but it's basically just her immediately going to Harajuku. And saying, just be like, hey, I'm with Shibano, and he gets really like tense, and it's just like, I brought you this, and it's like an invitation to like a cross league championship event.
Yeah,
because unlike the Empire consolidated under fucking Vince McMahon, Neo Wrestling apparently is composed of several different private leagues. And this would be, a really cool, like, promotional event.
Yeah, like cool crossover. He doesn't want to do it though.
It's very clear that
versus Capcom.
Yeah, it's very clear that Harajuku wants nothing to fucking do with her because her name is Shibano.
Yeah. He's like, we're already the top of our league.
We're already the top of our league. It's just like, of course you're the top of your league. You run it. What's
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean anything, dude. So So yeah, he's just like, no, we're not gonna do it, and she just drives off in a cool she drives off in a convertible in like a cool city pop music
God, her
video
chin
way.
is so huge in one of those shots. It's hilarious.
Very severe.
It's like she's a Dorito for a minute.
There's a lot of good '90s anime like squish face
Yeah,
going
I
on
have
here.
a lot to say about that. We'll get back to it.
But anyway, we're going to cut back to the girls because it's time for them to do their training because they got to warm up for Miku's debut. Apparently, the other three have been participating, but now they're a foursome.
Yes.
And it's time for Miku to come in. And yeah, they they do their best in the warm up training, and Harajuku comes in and he's just like, all right, be safe, girls.
Mm-hmm.
And in defiance of his character design, he actually seems to be nice to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we pretty much cut to the match, right? Yeah, we cut to the match.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it's a big. They have for a small wrestling league. They have a big stadium, and they've packed it in, and it's time for the girls to fight the Devil Sisters, who are mecha versions of they're based on they look like they're based on Devil Man. They just have a blue and yellow scheme.
Yeah, they got like bat wings on there.
Yeah, they got bat wings. They barely speak.
Yeah, they don't really do that much.
These guys are just a monster of the week in the form of a wrestling team.
Yeah.
So this scene is mostly about introducing the pretty four and having them do a Sailor Moon transformation on their way down some tubes. I think they jump down tubes and come out.
They jump into like some glowing shit, and then they get powered up, and their hair changes, and
their hair changes
color.
They get mecha suits put on them, but not only some of them.
But only some of them.
I'm pretty sure this is just how wrestling works in real life.
Yeah. This is how. God,
as a former high school wrestler, I can confirm this is just how wrestling works.
Somebody remind me to bring up the Shock Master later.
Yeah, okay.
And in relation to wrestling transformations.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, they drop in and they discuss their strategy about who's going to tag in and shit. Apparently, the way this works is that whenever you run a tag match, you have a little energy orb, and you plug it in
your boob.
Yeah, you plug it into your suit, and it represents like your health.
Yeah.
Is that why everyone was slapping their tit before the start?
That's why.
Of the match?
That's why they're all slapping their tits.
Yeah, it's a tit orb. It's simple.
So yeah, whenever they tag out, they have to pass it between each other, which is important because it does get dropped at one point in this match. But yeah, the girls they just have a normal match. Like they kind of seem to be on their back foot a little bit.
Like the first couple of girls go in and they're kind of getting beat back again, and they're like tagging out. They pass it to the one girl that has a weakness detector.
She has a weakness detector, and she like stomps on somebody's neck.
Weakness. Where's the weakness? The neck. Okay,
that
makes sense.
I will say that this is very similar to Bubblegum Crisis, where the first few episodes they just get their ass kicked a lot. Like they still like kind of hold their own. It's just like very sloppy fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Protect your neck. Anyway, so yeah, they seem to have a problem, which these girls gimmick, the Devil Sisters gimmick is they fucking fly. They have wings. And it's pretty bad until they tag in Miku, and in her haste to show off her abilities, she I forget the name of her attack. But she drops out a fucking jump kick on one of the girls. It really just destroys her. But the problem is that it fucks up her leg armor.
Yeah.
Because her suit's like flawed. And yeah, that's the point where it goes real pro wrestling. Because there's a ring invasion. A
cable braze.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. So they are assaulted by unknown team of wrestlers in very strange armor, and it cuts very suddenly to a realistic camel just roaring
Yeah,
That
I
was
like, what is
hilarious.
going on?
Their leader is riding it in a moonlit desert, and then all that
Uh-huh.
just goes away, and with a swoosh of her cape, and
Yeah.
she says, "Girls, enough!" And she challenges them to the championship because she's just like, "We heard you were. No wonder you're running away from the championship." And the foursome doesn't like
They
know
don't know
about
what's
it.
going on.
Their
And
manager did not tell them. So
it's such a clever way to do it too, because she has done this in front of this like large live audience.
yeah, and like the mics come out, so like
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
very clearly like neo wrestling tradition, as in regular pro wrestling, to
Mhm.
cut fucking promos in the middle of fights.
Yeah,
Yes,
crash parties and yeah.
like this is something that would happen in an actual wrestling match, and I did love that.
So yeah, so now it's unavoidable because Miku's just like, what the fuck? Of course we'll fight you, bitch.
Like, what are we gonna do? Turn this
You ru-
match down? No, fuck
you
you. You
ruined
ruined my.
my debut match,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's pretty much the end of it. Like,
Mhm.
uh, there's a couple of scenes intercut with just a man, which I thought was funny because they didn't bother to
They
explain who
didn't
he
tell
was
you
or anything.
anything about who this man was.
He's just standing in the open doorway to like the outside, backlit, and he's just like, pathetic. And they were like, "What does this mean? You just look like a regular jackass."
He's like just some like 30-some-year-old guy in
I
a.
just put it together. He's got to be the drunk coach.
No,
that
he
they're
is,
talking
because
about.
after the credits they do a little preview and they're like, "Who's this guy?" And he's like, "I'm your new
I
coach."
gotcha. Oh, that's
Yeah.
We're only
that's weird.
supposed to. Well, I don't know.
He's
I
just
guess
like,
that counts.
He's just like, you gotta fight better than
Yeah.
that.
Uh,
You gotta hire me as your coach because you suck at fighting and I can't pay my mortgage.
I
yeah.
need help.
Please. God, I need this. So
I
yeah,
got
that's
a lot to
pretty
lose.
much it. What do we think about this?
Well, obviously this 90s ass animation, it got me. It was very nostalgic, and I was kind of obsessed with the aesthetic.
I love the 90s anime aesthetic, but I will say that the copy we watched, boy, it had been through some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody put this tape through a dryer.
You know, for me, that just adds to it.
It's
I don't know,
really
This is how this era of animation to me is intended to be seen. Like, I don't
No,
know.
man. I want to see the fucking film versions. That
You
are
want to see
still
the
in-
laser disc?
No, not even the laserdisc. I want to see it on like fucking
On a
24
VHS?
millimeter.
Yeah.
You want to see the
24
4K
millimeter
film scan? You want to
Yeah.
see the 4K film scan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh
out
my
there
God.
somewhere, and it probably
Yeah.
looks great
Uh-huh.
as long as it
Yeah.
hasn't been stored in a humid box in a
Oh.
Japanese basement.
Yeah, where
It
it's
probably
just
has.
melting.
But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of squish faces.
Oh, I love the squish faces.
Mhm.
These outfits,
Mhm.
aesthetic.
Pretty aesthetic outfits. Voice acting, honestly, kind of irritating.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty standard. That era of
I feel like the only reason I noticed is because Shibano's dad has just like an evil guy voice.
yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah.
We didn't even mention that Shabana was definitely the one that was on the camel at the end.
Yeah,
there.
she's definitely a masked wrestler. Who are you trying to fool?
Like you could tell just from her voice that she was the same character. Like, I don't know. What else?
I didn't.
I was sorry.
Go ahead.
I was kind of like, I didn't like it, but I didn't dislike it. You know, like I'm very neutral on the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like I agree with you about the art style. But there's something about the like plot. Like
yeah.
it reminds me of the card game animes where like they're pretty formulaic. So I was like, of course this happens. Of course this happens.
Yeah,
Of course.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm just burnt out on the genre. What kind of genre would this be? Because it's like sports, but
It's
also
like a
mecha.
battle type thing, I think.
This is I don't know. This
It's
is going to
like
be a
it's
match
like
a week type
it's
thing.
like
I think.
Megalobox.
Yeah, like there's going to be a fight every
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
except for maybe the last 3 episodes that will end in a gigantic fight.
Yeah, probably.
I liked it, but I do agree that the first episode plot was pretty thin.
Yeah, also, like, this isn't my usual, like, genre of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it veers into sports anime too far, I think. Where I'm just like, I mean, it is wrestling, which is kind of unusual for sports anime, I would say, but I don't know.
Further cementing that professional wrestling just is anime.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I do want to say that first fight with Aquamarine did get me hyped up.
Yeah.
And then
It was a
the
good fight.
and then it was a good fight. And then the other
the other fight wasn't as good.
Was not.
No, it wasn't.
No.
But I think that like I don't know if that was intentional, but it just like after having seen Bubblegum Crisis and like the first few episodes, they're like shit at fighting, and then they like slowly get better.
Yeah,
Like,
it might be.
I'm expecting that honestly, because especially like God, I see so much of Bubblegum Crisis in this. Like it's very similar. Yeah. Like I get why people compare them, but
yes, because it's like the 4 girls, and and I do kind of want it to be that, because if you think about it, like Aquamarine is at the like top of the top of the top, so of course her fight would be like very like coordinated, professional. And then these girls are they're more, they feel more like amateurs.
Yeah,
they're the top of a private. They're owned by the owner of the tournament that they're the top of.
Right, and also like it's one of them's first time even in the ring at all.
Yeah.
So I could get that. I don't know.
I thought it was really comfy.
It was kind of comfy.
It was a very.
It felt familiar.
Yeah.
Like many '90s anime, it's got a coziness factor. Now, not every '90s anime possesses that, and boy, have I seen some dog shit. But
yeah.
But it's pretty nice. It feels similar. It's got like similar energy to like Sailor Moon in places,
Yes. Yes. The fucking Mad Kong character. She did look like a Sailor Moon villain with the complete with enormous like spike caps on her boobies.
Yeah,
you need those in order to save. You need to protect them.
She was also wearing kabuki makeup, and her eyes pointed in 2 different directions.
Yes.
So she was a whole ass character, which is what I would. I think this is my actual complaint: is that I wish more time had been spent on the opponents.
Yeah.
Giving them anything at all,
right?
Because they were damn near identical to each other.
They very much were.
Which makes them feel like, if you'll permit me some wrestling terminology, it makes them feel like jobbers.
Yeah. Is it
I
weird?
mean, they kind of were, right?
I don't know if they were set up. They were probably set up to job for the Pretty Four, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because it's just like, oh, hey, we're debuting a wrestler. You got to get her over.
Right.
Can you imagine the Devil Sisters in the locker room afterwards and just like taking off their helmets, and it's just like, boy, that was some weird shit.
Totally God showed up. Oh man,
they got raid invaded.
That camel was weird as hell.
How did they even get that in there?
How did they get the what's the word? How did they get the moonlit desert in here?
How did they get the moonlit desert in it? Anyway, punches time card. Do you want to get a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about this anymore.
I respect that.
I said I was going to mention both Vince McMahon and the Shockmeister. Meister?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember. He appeared once. But I will talk about the Shockmaster because of the transformation sequence, which is the Shockmaster is one of the only wrestling transformations that has ever existed, and he did it once and then never appeared again because he was being made to job as a new character. They inflicted this gimmick upon an existing wrestler. and he was made to wear a bedazzled stormtrooper helmet. This was going to be his thing. And he was going to burst through some drywall to get into the ring. Like, that's how he was going to make his entrance, right? It was so uncomfortable and embarrassing that the dude just got completely fucking wasted before he went on, and he just fell through the wall and lay there on the floor.
Wait a minute, that's really good.
And that is the story of the Shockmaster.
Wow. Amazing.
Best transformation sequence in wrestling.
Wow. Well, forget this show. Forget Metal Fighter Miku, where I'm watching the Shockmaster anime from
Do we-
The
now on.
unforgettable
Yeah,
debut of the Shockmaster.
Yeah, we just want to watch reruns of like Attitude Era wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow,
So-
y'all. Hatsune Miku wasn't even in this.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's
She
so
was at
funny
the end. You
that-
saw her hair change.
Yeah, her hair.
Her hair did go blue.
It's so funny that she's a singer and she wants to get stronger versus my
It is very
previous
funny.
my previous joke, which is that she needs to get stronger so she can become a singer.
So she can sing.
I got it backwards.
Yeah.
Oh. Thought for title:
Oh yeah.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Tit Orb.
I'll put it under consideration.
I don't know if YouTube will allow the word tit.
YouTube is allowed worse.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well,
Anyway, if listen, if you have any suggestions for titles for episodes, listeners, don't tell me that. I don't care. At oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
that is one the word, not the number. Also, yeah, the episodes are already up. Why would you do that?
How would you even do this?
Tweet us your favorite wrestling transformation sequences. We're at One Episode Cast on Twitter.
Does Undertaker threatening to do the soul transfer on somebody count as a transformation?
Maybe, I don't know.
You know,
we
we
got to do some market research here.
It was always rumored, but I don't think he ever did it. He just put people in coffins.
God.
This is ridiculous.
Wrestling is anime, guys.
Wrestling is anime.
It's within our purview.
I'm glad we've made it here.
Vince McMahon is an anime character.
Well, like I said, he got sent to the Shadow Realm, so...
Vince McMahon looks like a character from Baki the Grappler.
Jeez.
We gotta get out of here!
You don't run away. You know I'm right.
Let me
Let
leave.
me out! Let me out!
Let me out.
Why are you running? I'm leaving. Goodbye. Bye.